Imagine this. You start a new job full of hope, only to realize your boss is a nightmare. Sadly, it's not uncommon. Toxic bosses don't just make work unpleasant. They destroy teams, kill morale, and cost businesses money. Today, we'll explore 5 toxic boss habits you need to avoid if you want to be the kind of leader people respect, trust, and want to work with. Whether you're a new manager, an experienced leader, or someone preparing for leadership, this will help you avoid the traps that turn bosses into misleaders. Let's get started. 1. Micromanaging every task. Let's begin with one of the most common and damaging habits: micromanagement. Micromanagers don't delegate properly. They obsess over every detail. They demand constant updates. They hover over employees and correct every move. At first glance, it might look like diligence or thoroughness, but what it really communicates is distrust. When people feel they're not trusted to do their jobs, motivation plummets. Creativity is stifled. Top talent will eventually leave for places where their expertise is valued. Great leaders do the opposite. They give clear expectations. They provide the tools and support people need. They get out of the way. They trust their team to deliver. Ask yourself, do I really need to be involved in this step? Or am I just afraid of letting go? Empowering people is not about being hands-off. It's about being available without being overbearing. Next is favoritism. This one might seem harmless at first. After all, we're human. We naturally get along better with some people. But when leaders openly favor certain employees over others, giving them better opportunities, forgiving mistakes more easily, or spending disproportionate time with them, it poisons a team. It creates resentment. It undermines morale. It damages trust. The danger is that many bosses don't even see it happening. They think they're just rewarding good performance. But if you're not applying the same standards to everyone, people notice. To avoid this, be transparent in how you evaluate performance. Offer growth opportunities fairly. Make time to connect with everyone, not just your favorites. The best leaders don't treat everyone the same, but they do treat everyone fairly. 3. Avoiding difficult conversations. Number 3 is a sneaky habit: conflict avoidance. A lot of bosses think they're being kind by avoiding hard conversations. They don't want to hurt feelings or cause tension, so they let underperformance slide. They don't address team conflicts. They avoid giving tough feedback. The result? Problems fester. The team loses respect for the boss. High performers feel frustrated that poor behavior isn't dealt with. Leaders who avoid difficult conversations are not protecting their teams. They're failing them. Healthy teams know that accountability is part of the culture. It's not about being harsh or punitive. It's about honesty, growth, and respect. To fix this, prepare for tough talks. Be clear, specific, and respectful. Focus on behavior and impact, not character. Follow up to support improvement. Remember, kindness isn't avoiding conflict. Kindness is clarity. 4. Taking credit and shifting blame. The 4th toxic habit is all too common, especially in competitive workplaces. Taking credit for others' work and blaming others for failures. Some bosses think this is just the way to survive in tough environments, but it's one of the fastest ways to lose your team's respect forever. When you take credit for your team's successes, you demotivate them. Why should they go the extra mile if they know you'll claim the praise? And when you shift blame downward when things go wrong, you destroy trust. People will stop being honest with you. They'll do the minimum to avoid being scapegoated. Great leaders do the opposite. Share the credit publicly. Take responsibility when things fail. Shield their teams from unfair criticism. Conduct postmortems to learn, not to punish. True leadership is about serving your team, not using them to climb the ladder. 5. Failing to listen. The final toxic habit is deceptively simple, but incredibly destructive. Failing to listen. Some bosses think their role is to talk, instruct, and direct. They forget that leadership is a two-way street. Failing to listen shows disrespect. It signals to your team that their ideas, concerns, and experiences don't matter. It leads to disengagement, poor decision-making, and missed opportunities. Employees often know the problems and the solutions, but won't share them if they believe you won't listen. To break this habit, make space for feedback. Ask open-ended questions. Don't interrupt or dismiss ideas too quickly. Show you're listening by acting on what you hear when appropriate. Remember, you don't have to agree with everything, but you do have to make people feel heard and valued. These 5 toxic habits are surprisingly common, even among well-intentioned leaders. Micromanaging, playing favorites, avoiding difficult conversations, taking credit and shifting blame, failing to listen. The good news? Every one of these habits can be unlearned. Leadership is not about perfection. It's about self-awareness and the willingness to grow. If you want to lead well, start by looking in the mirror. Be honest about where you need to improve. Invite feedback. Model the kind of behavior you want to see. Your team will notice, and they'll respond with trust, engagement, and their best work. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing for more leadership insights. Let's build better teams and better leaders together. If you're ready to go deeper, check out my book, Leaders and Misleaders, for practical strategies on how to lead with integrity, courage, and wisdom. Thank you for watching. Keep growing as a leader